call again. Been a little while for one of these videos. Hair's looking a bit long at the moment, so I'm going to be getting that cut in about an hour from now. So we can get this fixed up a little bit. It's a bit better. That transition definitely didn't take about 5 hours to complete, but unfortunately I don't have a tripod of any sort, so I should be holding up here for this video. So I think from the last time I was speaking on here, it was about, I think it was like mid-semester during uni, and I guess, yeah, I was in the midst of getting all my, I guess, midterm assessments done, and like coming towards my final assessments as well, and my main collection for any of you who may have seen on my Instagram. Yeah, that was our first proper finished collection that we created for uni. I'll get into the collection actually a bit later. In regard to my final assessments, I think I'm pretty content with how I turned out in terms of mark-wise for those tasks. I think there are a couple that I probably could have put a bit more effort into. It was mainly the textile subject, which I don't know if I mentioned in previous videos, but I don't think I was as, I guess, fussed towards those subjects, or definitely was a lot more interested in the fashion design aspect of the subjects that we were doing. So I guess leaning more towards the body form subject, which was creating our final collection, and this other subject that we did, which was, I believe it was, I'm forgetting the name now, but I think it was a fashion culture subject, or just the fashion history subject that we were doing. Those two I was really interested and I guess intrigued by, and had me engaged for like their whole subjects. So, well, either way, I think I'm quite happy with how the outcome was for those subjects anyway. I do like the product that I made for each of those. So, yeah, no, it was, I think it was a pretty positive end to the semester for sure. Don't know if you heard that, the duck that just went into the water. It's so nice being able to sit out here. I can just see the little critters going around. Oh, there he is. Anyway, back to what I was saying. On a side note, I had recently just returned back actually from a trip overseas, my first proper time traveling, and I had actually gone to Japan for 2 weeks with some friends of mine, and that was quite a eye-opening experience, I would say. It was quite surreal being there. I don't know, I guess for me, since I don't travel often at all, it did feel like almost like another world going there. It didn't feel like I was actually there, but no, it was pretty cool, to say the least. Obviously I'll have like a warped view of the location, since I haven't lived there long enough to say that I know obviously the ins and outs or anything like that, or the real experience of citizens that live there. But from I guess a tourist perspective, the 2 weeks that I was there, it was really enjoyable, and I definitely feel like I got a lot of, I guess, perspective shifts out of it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Just crazy to see different parts of the world, and you know, a different culture, and how people in a society work and run and things like that. And just going to a bunch of different stores that were there, clothing stores for example, just seeing what they had around and whatnot. It's really cool to see a different culture that you're not accustomed to, I guess. I'm kind of surprised that I didn't really put too much attention towards the fashion there. I did make myself a pair of pants for the trip, which I can show some photos up on here. I'm quite proud of how they turned out. They're very, very simple pair of pants, but yeah, I wanted to make a sort of Japanese style pant before going there. Obviously, because it's opposite of Australia, so right now we're in winter, they were in summer, and it was really hot. Like every day it was about 35 degrees, and coming back here to like, you know, 14 odd degrees, whatever it is, definitely a contrast. So I made sure to get light fabric for this little project that I made for myself, and I think I think they turned out pretty well. They're just a simple pair of, like, I guess you could call them quarter length pants, if that's what the right term is. It's a really nice fabric. It was, I think it was a sort of, just like a textured cotton. It wasn't anything crazy, but I also used this striped, other cotton striped fabric as well, for like a subtle detail on the pockets. Thought it was like, it'd be like sort of like a classic pair of pants, something like that, of trousers, and they have that the contrasting pocket lining detail, which I find, it's so simple, but I don't know, that stuff like that really intrigues me in a garment, so I wanted to include it in my own pair of pants. But maybe I'll make a little a video on that. Maybe I'll just some clips of it, or even in this video I'll showcase it. feel like I'm always all over the place when I talk about things like this, or just like just go off topic on certain things, but I guess that's the whole point of this. It's more of a journal to you guys out there to see, or just listen to what I'm doing in life. Yeah, I just had to quickly rewatch back some of my video. I didn't even remember what I was talking about, but yeah, just about the fashion scene in Japan. It was definitely cool to see. Like, there were definitely people, I guess for the majority, and probably because I was in the city area too, as it would probably be in Sydney. Generally, the general population seems to dress, I guess, a bit more done up in comparison to other parts of, I guess, into place in Australia. But I don't know, I guess it's a given. I was in the city area, I kind of should expect that. So, but yeah. Yeah, I can't really think of too much about the fashion life there. I guess I have to more reflect on the time. But we did have a day where me and my friends went to a handful of thrift stores, and I guess curated op shops in a way. We went to this one dude. He had a really nice store. If I can find the store, I might put it up on screen. He had a really nice collection of clothing there. Nothing over the top per se, but it was just a well curated thrift store, and it had like just nice garments all around. I think the only thing I really bought there, to be fair, was like a couple pairs of socks from the company HealthNet. I've been recently seeing them, and even on this guy that I watch, I think his name's James Lang. He showed them up on his page as well, which is a funny coincidence. But yeah, they've been they're a really nice pair of socks. Even though it's so simple, but I don't know, I like stuff like that. Just the smallest details in an outfit. If I might touch more on Japan later, to be honest. I feel like I might have points I'd like to bring up in other videos, future videos possibly, if I have anything that comes to mind. But back to my final assessment, my final collection. I'm pretty happy with the overall outcome. I didn't feel like it was going to be as good as it was. I feel like I could have done a lot better. But I guess the feedback that I received from peers and from my tutors, it was well appreciated and recognised, and they found it to be quite effective for the criteria, I guess I could say. Not just for the criteria, but just as an overall collection. I don't know, I'm not going to discredit myself. But yeah, I don't know, I'm really happy with how the pants on the top turned out. I think for the coat that I made, I feel like it's more leaning towards a standard coat, and with a bit of slight avant-garde aspects from early Yohji Yamamoto collections from the 90s, which is what I was inspired by. But I feel like I could have done a bit more with the volume aspect of the assessment, which was a main focus that we had to hone in on, I suppose. But I guess that's feedback for myself that I'll take to future projects. But yeah, I think because we also had to create a lookbook, drawings, text sketches, and a photo shoot. Yeah, but just for the photo shoot, I think I was inspired by ideas of Cowboy Bebop, and I guess sort of like a Japanese garden theme, as I had like with my bloody samurai sword that we brought out for my two-piece set there. But I don't know, I think it was pretty cool. It's just something a bit different, and I'm happy with the outcome. Also with the lookbook, I'm quite happy with how I designed that. I think I may have been a bit cluttered with the page of the illustrations and the text sketches. I probably have to figure out a sort of way that makes it a bit more cohesive with the lookbook, and maybe just visually more appealing. But other than that, I'm quite happy overall with all the elements for that assessment. I don't know if I've got any showcase of my lookbook, but if you're interested, I was making a website a little while ago, and I have a little works page. So if you're curious, I can show a little image on the screen here. If you'd like to look at other projects that I've done for uni and whatnot, that's there on my website that I've made. I guess just trying to get back into the work of things at the moment. Obviously heading back to proper work and starting up uni in about a week from now. I think a week from today actually, so the 28th I'll be back on. So hopefully I can get this video out by then, and I guess have the little update beforehand. So hopefully you guys are doing all well. Hopefully everyone's enjoyed their semester breaks, if you guys have had any, if you were off of uni or whatnot. And hopefully you guys are prepared to start up again next semester. Yeah, if we've got any more points I'll update you, but yeah, I think that's it from me.